And right now it's time for tonight's news with a twist. Now get this, an ultra-marathoner's attempt. Ultra. We're not talking regular marathon. This is ultra.
Not mega.
No, ultra.
Ultra.
He's running from Florida to Bermuda. But wait, isn't there water between there? Well, he is inside a man-made bubble.
A bubble boy?
Yes, kind of. Bubble man, a bubble marathoner. And it was on the ocean, but the Coast Guard, that dirty Coast Guard stopped me. The man who said he was attempting to run for charity tried the bizarre voyage once before in 2014, but had his bubble burst, so to speak, when the Coast Guard nabbed him in his, quote, hydropod vehicle. This time around, officials tweeted their frustration, saying the man ignored their previous safety orders and that taxpayers are the real victims here. Of course, they just let him run his course. Maybe they wouldn't have to rescue him. I don't know. You know what's out there in the water?
Bum, 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 bum,
That's
bum,
right.
And they love bubbles. Next, if you want to run a marathon, you can just float while you're doing it, like in space. Well, yeah. So take a look at this. You'll understand what we're talking about. That's what British astronaut Tim Peake did, successfully running the London Marathon, except he cheated. He was at the International Space Station. So he ran 26.2 miles strapped to a treadmill because, it is weightless up there. And he was apparently in sync with the real race down on Earth the whole time. Now, he didn't set any speed records. He finished in 3 hours, 35 minutes. And he stunk up the whole capsule with all of his sweat, but that's okay. He's now the second astronaut, the first man ever to run a marathon in space, but I think that's cheating.
26 miles, 3 hours, staring at that same screw in the wall. That's where virtual reality could really come in handy.
Yeah, that could help the man out a little bit.
Well, while these guys were floating, drivers in China had a sinking feeling. And of course, it was all caught on camera because that's what we do today.
Yeah.
Incredible traffic cam video captures a huge sinkhole opening up in the middle of a busy intersection. A quick thinking traffic cop snaps into action, directing traffic away mere moments before the sinkhole collapses. Yeah, so that goes apparently all the way on the other side is New York.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah, you just jump in that sinkhole there and you'll end up in New York. And vice versa now.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So now you know what? It's a lot faster traveling across the world now. Yeah.
Send that bubble guy through there.
Yeah. It looks like he's saying goodbye to something falling down there.
Happening now, in case you're wondering, today is World Penguin Day.
That's why they were out there. I wondered.
Yeah. It marks the start of the flightless bird's annual migration north to Canadian. Now, penguins have a unique tuxedo-like appearance in case you've never seen one, but it's not just for show. It acts as a form of camouflage that helps keep them safe in the water.
And among formal events, too.
They're always well-dressed.
Yes.
So take time to learn more about penguins and Google it.
They're cute.
Yeah, they are.
Also happening today, Steve, when's the last time you said thank you to your plumber?
I don't know.
Well, have you ever hugged him or her?
No, I've not touched the plumber.
Well, see, here's the thing. Today, you should seek out your plumber and hug him or her. Because they keep all the things working that we take for granted until, of course, they're not working. Yeah. And then we don't really like it at all.
And then we call them back. Okay. And this just in, the UK's Prince George is apparently not just a future monarch. Oh, no. He's a style icon.
A crib icon.
Well, yeah, of course he is. The bathrobe, because he's suave, he wore it to meet President Barack Obama, is now a bestseller. The personalized garment is sold by a company called My First Years. It is now entirely sold out, but the company is accepting pre-orders following an explosion of interest. Photos showing the tiny bathrobe-clad prince meeting with the U.S. president quickly went viral.
Yeah, apparently President Obama ordered 5 in his size.
He probably did.
Yeah. Next in tonight's What's Up? A Mansfield, Texas, yes, in Texas, Steve. Wait till you hear this story.
Oh, boy.
A Mansfield, Texas restaurant threatened with a lawsuit after it ran out of soup.
No soup for you!
No soup for you! This time the soup Nazi gets his because apparently order lunch at Our Place, that's the name of the restaurant, Our Place in Mansfield, and soup is included. That is, as long as there's any left. And then there's no soup for you. But this week, the restaurant received a letter from local attorney Dwayne Downing threatening to take them to court. Well, Downing says the soup is advertised as part of the daily special. And when he couldn't get any this past Saturday, he asked for a substitute side item or discount. He says the restaurant refused. Downing now says he'll sue to have the restaurant change its policy and reimburse him. The restaurant owner says customers are disappointed when the soup runs out, but no one has ever sent a legal letter. Well, obviously, that restaurant has never served so many lawyers before.
I think it kind of equates to one of our local barbecue joints running out of barbecue. You know it's going to happen, so you get there early.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. What,
world we
know,
live in.
yeah.
Turning out to tonight's Hollywood Buzz.
Speaking of.
From lemonade to water, Beyonce, whose new visual album set social media afire, is putting on a fundraiser planned as a celebration of resourcefulness of the people of Flint and Detroit, Michigan. That's a long title. She needs acronyms.
Yeah, you know what? They got that water.
They do, yeah, apparently. She's calling on fans to donate online and get involved in other ways for a chance to win concert tickets. In February, Beyonce's foundation and the United Way announced they'd give out filtration systems and truckloads of water to residents devastated by a contaminated water supply in Flint.
Meantime, we don't know what's happening between her and Jay-Z, but it's
Yeesh.
pretty interesting.
I guess.
Lemonade. Also, our favorite rock, Dwayne Johnson, covering all the bases. He's already set to star in Baywatch. What? No Hoff?
I think he's the asshole.
Based on the TV series, and Rampage, based on the video game. Now he's announced he'll star in Jumanji, a remake of the 90s family film. He'll probably play you-know-who.
Yeah.
About a jungle-themed board game that comes to life. And if you just want to see Johnson in another action comedy, he returns to the big screen opposite Kevin Hart in Central Intelligence on June 17th.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, is he as good as Robin Williams in that? Who knows?
We'll see.
But he's fun, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Oh, yeah. Plus, more hardware for The Revenant. The triple Oscar-winning film, also starring Leonardo DiCaprio, in case you're wondering, has taken top prize at the Location Managers Guild International Awards. They have such a thing? Really?
I'm falling asleep just hearing that title, man.
The epic adventure, which was shot in Canada and Patagonia, that's on the other side of Claude, won for outstanding locations in a period film. Sicario, filmed along the U.S.-Mexico border, won for outstanding locations in a contemporary film. Now, if you're not familiar with the Location Managers Awards,
Okay, now we get somewhere.
This is just the third year they've been presented. I thought for a while they were going to say the Blockbusters Locations Award, but I think those aren't in
I
existence
guess
anymore.
they just go out and find these places where they can shoot these movies. Why, that's a good reason to have
I
a
think we
Guild
need to start the
Award.
Banana Couch Awards.
Why not?
Yes.
Well, the first winner of the Banana Couch Awards ought to be Prince, because his
Sure.
music has once again topped the charts. After the singer's untimely death Thursday, more than 230,000 albums and more than 1 million songs were sold in just one day. That's according to Buzz Angle Music, a sales tracking service. That was weird.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Prince's hits, including Purple Rain and Little Red Corvette, were top sellers. And that's all we've been doing since Prince passed away, is singing those Prince songs.
It happened with David Bowie. It
Yes.
happened with Glenn Fry.
Yes.
And now it's happening with Prince.
Oh my God. I can't believe.
3 of those?
It's a weird year. A UPS driver says a teen trapped under a truck. That's your good news coming up on ATS. I'm thinking UPS, but it's ABC.
Well, it was.
It's
but
all these
this
acronyms.
is
I
the
just can't keep
CW.
them straight. Even the ones who pay me.
And coming up next on whatever show this is, we'll talk